Greetings everyone, thank you to each and every one of you for being here with us today. We are pleased to be able to welcome you at this international stage session that will be dedicated to Kazakhstan. A year has passed since we first introduced Kazakhstan Day at PDAC. No doubt, we all witnessed a dramatic change in our day-to-day lives because of COVID-19. However, as many of us are explorers, we believe good days are ahead of us and great new discoveries await for us. Today we have amazing line of speakers for you that will speak about how investors and businesses can unravel great economic and mineral potential of Kazakhstan. Last but not least, Kazakhstan Day at PDAC is a good tradition which we plan on supporting in the years to come. We hope to see you personally in near future and hopefully we get to meet you at PDAC 2022. Welcome to PDAC, enjoy the show, enjoy Kazakhstan Day.
My name is Ruslan Baymishev. I am a Vice Minister of Industry and Infrastructure Development of Kazakhstan. And today I will introduce you the reforms in mining and exploration we initiated in Kazakhstan and their first results. In 2018, we introduced a new mining code of the Republic of Kazakhstan, which fully corresponds to the best world practice, specifically the West Australian model. The new legislation significantly simplified the progress to obtain the license for the exploration, and we could see that within 2 years there were almost 1,200 new licenses issued. At the same time, the old contract of subsoil use are still working. We also expect the discovery of 2 world-class deposits on new licensed areas. At the part of National Mineral Resources Management Program, we made available 750,000 square kilometers of land for the exploration, out of which to date only 8% of all territory is licensed to subsoil user. This means that the major part of the territory is still available, meaning anyone who wants to start exploration can obtain a license through our ministry in 10 days. After we introduce a new code, the exploration activity Kazakhstan has been on the rise. One of the largest global mining companies, Fortescue, obtained more than 18,000 square kilometers for exploration and actively doing it. Also, due to these changes in legislation, we could see more than 500 new players on the mining and exploration market of Kazakhstan. This is a new junior companies who are usually a lot more flexible and quick in doing exploration, which increase the changes of making a discovery and contributes significantly to the development of mining sector. Speaking of junior companies, in Kazakhstan, we have a big prominent mining companies such as Polymetal, Tauken Samrung, Glencore, who support junior companies and investment fund to them or to perform exploration work. With the rapid growth of exploration activity, we can see a significant of minerals exploration services. New local exploration services provide imagined on market, providing drilling, geophysical, consulting, and analytical services. Not only that, but leading the global services companies also entered the Kazakhstan market and grew with them advances to state-of-the-art technologies for exploration and mining. Most importantly, the rise in demand of mineral exploration services has led to a rise of jobs and the level of salaries in this sector economy. And finally, what you need to obtain subsoil use rights? You simply need to choose the block of interest which is available online on the website of our ministry, prepare all necessary paperwork and apply. We consider it your application and within 10 days approve it and grant a conditional license. There are 3 conditions. The subsoil user need to provide a signing bonus, environmental costs guarantee, and performs an environmental impact assessment. After that, he's free to go make a new big discovery. I wish you good luck in this issue and we will support you. Welcome to Kazakhstan and thank you for your attention. Bye.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to PDAC. I'm Tim Bennett, the Chief Executive of the Astana International Exchange, and I'm going to share with you today a bit of background about AIX and the jurisdiction in which we operate, the Astana International Financial Centre. AIFC, or the Astana International Financial Centre, commenced operation in 2018. It's part of the President's initiatives of 100 Steps, which started in 2015. And the objectives of AIFC are to attract investment into Kazakhstan in an environment which is familiar to offshore investors. Obviously, developing a securities market, which is the role of AIX. And thirdly, to develop a range of different financial services businesses to support both public and private investment, including insurance, banking, and other financial services. And finally, we've got a professional development program to ensure that we have the right capabilities within our team to serve the investor base. I've been in Kazakhstan for 3 years, and one of the questions I get asked most often is obviously what the opportunities are, but with that, what are the regulatory and legal issues that you face when you're investing in Kazakhstan? And one of the core principles of AIFC has been to establish a legal jurisdiction that is familiar to offshore investors. AIFC was established as a separate part of the constitution within Kazakhstan. We have our separate legal structure and a range of different laws to support business investment and financial services. There's a separate court, which is staffed by a team of judges, mostly retired from the UK or Queen's Counsels from around the world, and an international arbitration centre that's held more than 200 dispute resolutions, largely between Kazakh businesses and their offshore partners. Financial services is regulated by AFSA, the Astana Financial Services Authority. They regulate us, and they regulate every financial services business within AIFC and provide a regulatory environment for capital raising, both within AIFC and more broadly for businesses that raise capital in Kazakhstan. AFSA was modelled after the UK's FSA. So for those of you who are familiar with that operating environment, particularly if you raised capital before in that environment or you've traded in the UK, then the regulatory environment in AIFC will be very familiar. AIX started operations in November 2018. Our shareholders include Nasdaq, Goldman Sachs, AIFC, obviously, and 2 Chinese shareholders, the Shanghai Stock Exchange and the Silk Road Fund. The Silk Road Fund was established to invest in Kazakhstan, and as part of that, we were its first investment. Shanghai Stock Exchange has been instrumental in helping us both establish AIX, but also encourage Chinese investment in Kazakhstan through the public capital markets. Now AIX is a fully functioning exchange, both with trading and clearing and settlement that meet global standards. A regulator, AFSA, which, as I mentioned before, is familiar to most global investors, and a technology platform based on Nasdaq's trading system that can connect to both brokers and fund managers around the world. We're ISO certified for security, and we use Euroclear for clearing and settlement. We've established a network of more than 27 brokers from China, Hong Kong, Russia, Europe, and who connect with most frontier and emerging market funds. There are tax benefits within AIFC, and in particular for those who are Kazakh tax residents who trade on AIX, there is no capital gains tax. And similarly, for companies IPO on AIX, the original shareholders of those companies don't pay capital gains tax within the Kazakh jurisdiction. Since November 2018, when we listed Kazatomprom, we've had 10 equity listings, and we've had more than 50 debt issuances. As I said, we've got a range of different trading members, but also in those IPOs, we work with a large number of global investment banks to dual list companies both on AIX and principally London Stock Exchange. Our clearing and settlement facilitates the fungibility or transferability of shares traded on AIX or London through the global depository network of Euroclear. Obviously, we're focused on the mining market. We've listed 3 mining companies, Kazakhstan, as I mentioned, Polymetal and Ferroalloy. And we've had a couple of debt listings, both from Ferroalloy and from Alton. We established a specific subset within our market rules for mining companies in 2019. Tier 1 is focused around operating mines, and Tier 2 is set up for the junior mining sector. And for those of you who are familiar with the Canadian mining rules, or indeed ASX's, then you'll be very familiar with ours as well, because they tend to replicate what you see in other markets. Over the past 6 months, we've invested quite a lot of time and effort in developing a compendium of available projects to invest in that are seeking public capital. We've got more than 20 exploration projects that are seeking public capital. And we've also worked with SRK to develop a compendium of the resource base in Kazakhstan. And both of those 2 things are available on a website, aixmining.kz, if you're interested. Or you can contact us directly. We look forward to welcoming your investment in Kazakhstan, and wish you a very good day. Thank you very much.
My name is Mirek Benesh. I am the head of Casting Exploration team. Casting is the major producer of base and precious metals with 6 operating mines in Kazakhstan. The role of my team is to replenish mine resources. Currently, we hold 10 exploration contracts for an area of 10,000 kilometers square. Our exploration targets include volcanogenic massive sulfides, sediment-hosted zinc, silver deposits, and orogenic gold deposits. Following slides shows our pipeline for 2021 with 18 exploration projects. Pipeline is a standard tool to maintain discipline in the exploration decision-making process to advance or drop a target. I have brought this basic tool into my presentation because there is one more dimension for a pipeline to be meaningful and exploration successful. 3 essential pillars. First, exploration team, qualified people, knowledge, skills, technologies. Second, exploration grounds, governmental support, effective licensing system, access to information, transparency. And finally, finance, corporate support, long-term commitment, simple administration, understanding the value created by exploration. If any of the 3 pillars show weakness, the whole pyramid will crumble eventually. These days, the majority of investors in Kazakhstan are interested in the summit of this pyramid, known resources generated by Soviet geologists, quick purchase, quick value realization. This era cannot last long. There is not much left. As our time is short today, I would like to briefly share some lessons learned, starting with innovations. While waiting for new exploration contracts, my team focused on processing historical data and conducting orientation surveys of new technologies that were not used in Kazakhstan before and that would work the best for local geology and deposit types. Feel free to browse through a list and contact me for more details. Moving to brownfields. Malayev-Zhirinov's district hosts 3 world-class deposits, 2 at the far end of USGS database for VMS system by size, unique deposits, unique geology. We have reviewed and entered in our database some 2,754 historical drill holes. In process, a number of QI/QC issues were encountered, particularly concerning location and inclination of drill holes. Our conclusion based on drill density and depth that this brownfield district has limited exploration potential that starts from the depths of more than 600 meters. In 2019, we have completed the SkyTem survey in what I call the last frontier, greenfield mountainous terrain extending from the mine Rieder Sokolny to the border with Russia. The survey was a success and generated a number of significant geophysical anomalies. Simultaneously with airborne geophysics, we have deployed ground geochemical and geophysical delineations of targets closest to Kazakh infrastructure. As a result, we have identified footprints of possibly 10 new VMS, volcanogenic massive sulfide camps, for further follow-up. Only targets near current industrial infrastructure will probably be explored by Kazakh, and I expect that the most remaining targets will be left for future generation of explorers. A few words on country-wide regional potential. Paleozoic basement rocks host the majority of polymetallic and gold deposits. Attractive exploration potential exists under sedimentary cover along the margin of the basement at the depths of 100 to 300 meters as shown in the map. Finally, closing remarks. Recently introduced reforms to the subsoil law significantly improve the investment climate for developing natural resources in Kazakhstan and triggered a gold rush. Available resources were generated by massive Soviet efforts, robust financing, excellent science, and a long-term commitment. Breakup of the Soviet Union and following 30 years lasting slowdown in exploration left behind a vast amount of fragmented information with somewhat questionable quality, often generated with outdated techniques. Comprehensive analysis of data by highly qualified Russian-speaking geologists having international experience and extensive QA/QC are essential for data validation. Opportunity for the major discovery near surface appears limited. Excellent exploration potential remains at the depths similar to worldwide trend. Going deep and under sedimentary cover will require new exploration technique and higher cost. To evolve from the initial licensing stage of gold rush and to bridge over a 30 years gap, all stakeholders will need better understand reality and appreciate the value created by exploration through long-term commitment and the best industry practice. Thank you.
My name is Barry Davis. I'm a geologist from Australia and have been working in Central Asia and Western China for the last 25 years. I want to cover this presentation to discuss geology, world-class deposits, cost of discovery in Central Asia, legislation, country risks, modern exploration technology, and taxation available in Kazakhstan in particular. First of all, let's look at the geology. Kazakhstan is sitting in one of the most richest mineral belts in the world. It's called the Central Asia Orogenic Belt, and it's more or less covers all of Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, and much of Siberia and China. If you look at this slide here, Kazakhstan is works a small part. It's more or less bounded by the Ural ranges and all the way to the Chinese border and up into Russia as well. And this particular areas of this, China is the world's largest gold producer, and more or less all coming from the Central Asia Orogenic Belt. And Russia is the world's second largest gold producer and will overtake China in the next 5 years as the major gold producer in the world. Major discoveries are made here. The example of this is Muruntau, the largest gold mine in the world, Almanac, Bolshoi, Aktagai, and Olgotogoi. Also, in this part of the world, the cost of discoveries is so much lower than it is in Canada and the rest, and the potential to find large deposits are much, much higher. Sergei Log here, 63 million ounces coming in production in another 5 years. It's going to put Russia as a major gold producer in the world. And there's a lot more to be found in Kazakhstan with the geology and the potential here. And the country risk has been reduced substantially in the last 5 years, with the introduction of the KazRC program, reporting system, and the legislation for application of mining and exploration permits. Modern technology is just starting to creep into Kazakhstan the last 5 years as well, with the spectral analysis, ASTA, airborne electromagnetics and things like that. If there's no culture here for exploration, probably the last 20 years, it's just starting to come in. So there's major, with the structure, geology, and there's major discoveries to be had. The taxation regime in Kazakhstan is very, very competitive. 20% corporate income tax, 12% VAT, and royalty of 5.7% on copper and 5% on gold. So it's very, very competitive to the world market. Now, the services provided by International Mining Consulting Group is as follows. Everything we do is to international JORC standards, and the list is as shown there. Thank you very much.
I would like to thank the organisers of the Kazakhstan Day event for inviting me to speak today. To say that the past year has seen new challenges for our industry globally would be an understatement. The COVID-19 pandemic has seen us all adapting to a new way of living and a new way of conducting our business. Despite these challenges, Rio Tinto in Kazakhstan has continued to explore and progress opportunities on our existing subsoil use contracts with our partner KazGeology, whilst at the same time acquiring on a 100% basis new exploration licenses to enhance our portfolio in the country. This hasn't been without its challenges as we develop and fine-tune systems and processes that continue to ensure the health and safety of our staff and the communities near which we explore, and as we adapt to new necessary restrictions such as online engagement over face-to-face meetings. Rio's progress in 2020 could not have been achieved without the support of both the Ministry of Industry and Infrastructural Development and the Ministry of Ecology, Geology and Natural Resources. Since we last spoke at this same forum last year, Rio has concluded the first phase exploration over much of our ground in the Karaganda Oblast secured under subsoil use contracts, relinquishing areas we've explored and retaining those that we continue to evaluate. These areas are under contracts developed under the old 2010 Subsoil Use Code, and we were pleased to see an extension to our contract terms through transparent and collaborative discussions with the administration. Understandably, as the new 2017 Subsoil Use Code takes effect, it has become increasingly apparent that some old code rights and obligations contradict new code principles. Rio Tinto is not unique in this respect, as many miners and explorers in the country continue to adapt to these changes. In these cases, industry and the ministries need to be open to dialogue to reach a mutually beneficial solution. I can say that in Rio's experience, the ministries have been willing to discuss these transitional issues, and we appreciate the collaborative and constructive approach as we continue to work towards a common understanding on future progress together. Also in the past year, Rio has tested aspects of the new mining code by applying for exploration licenses under the principles of first come, first served, and we have successfully acquired 4 licenses in the Kostanay Oblast. This was not without its teething problems, as both parties, the Subsoil Use Department and us, navigated our way through a new process which was further complicated by pandemic restrictions. However, the documented application process and timeframes were largely achieved, and as usual throughout the process, the department was open to dialogue and feedback. I would expect that with time and experience, the process will become further streamlined and more efficient. Granting of the exploration licenses, however, is just the first step in getting onto the ground to carry out meaningful exploration. The understandable and important need to conduct environmental impact assessments and agree land access terms with other land users does take time and is governed by processes administered by different ministries and local executive authorities. In most cases, one process cannot commence without prior completion of another, and navigating these steps has undoubtedly been complicated by pandemic-related restrictions. So as it stands, the administration should be prepared that some new subsoil users may struggle to meet their first-year commitments until such a time as synergies in process are realised between ministries and authorities. The exploration and mining industry operates within the broader economy, and it is inevitable that our industries will be impacted by the COVID pandemic. Being a company that operates in multiple jurisdictions around the world, we have seen a worrying increase in countries debating more onerous mining codes in the expectation of increasing tax revenues, without thinking of the potential negative impact on investment. Kazakhstan has avoided this temptation and should continue to do so in order to maintain attractiveness to explorers. With the modernization of numerous codes, mining, tax, ecology, the country is starting to reap the benefits of its hard work by seeing a slow but noticeable increase in new international explorers in the country. This has the additional benefit of attracting new service providers partnering with local companies to bring in new exploration technologies as the need and call for it expands. It has been good to see the industry in Kazakhstan band together through groups such as the Association of Mining and Metallurgical Enterprises to present a voice to the ministries. It is even more heartening to see the ministries encouraging companies to reach out to them should they foresee long-term issues that require a collaborative solution. In conclusion, I hope I have painted a picture that Kazakhstan is on the right path to achieving its goal of expanding exploration activities in country and unlocking the vast mineral resources that sees it ranked among some of the top jurisdictions in the world for many commodities. Thank you, enjoy the rest of Kazakhstan Day, and good luck in 2021.
My name is Kaysar Kazhomuratov. I'm a part of Aurora Minerals Group. Aurora is a full-chain exploration service provider, starting from geological data assessment, project generation, license acquisition, airborne and ground geophysics, all types of drilling, RC and diamond, and reserve resource estimation. In today's presentation, I want to focus on one of the examples of license acquisition in Kazakhstan. Our UK client hired us to assist them to register the company and acquire the licenses. So we started the process on January 20. We applied for the company registration on Astana International Financial Center. Already the next day, the certificates of incorporation were issued. On Friday, January 22, we opened the bank accounts. And already the following Monday, January 25, we applied for 10 licenses. Within 10 business days, as stated in mining code, 10 licenses was issued on a principle of first come, first serve. So you can see from that example, real example, that is very fast and actually simple process. Last but not least, Aurora welcomes all international companies to invest in Kazakhstan geology, and Aurora can help you and assist on every stage. After that presentation, we'll show you a short video about our services, about company and Kazakhstan. Next year, Aurora organizing the Kazakhstan Day at PDAC, and we hope to see you there. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today. Explore and enjoy.